Hi folks, and welcome to this week for sociology. What we wanted to talk about this week was Module 2, Seminar 5. And the basic topic of this, again, is what we call self-construction, all right? Or it's not self-construction, excuse me, social construction. Basically, what this means is how we make sense of the world around us using sociology. So there's a couple key terms that we're going to be talking about. One of them is called self-fulfilling prophecy. And then the other one is going to be what we call the Thomas theorem, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So I just wanted to kind of real briefly show you what this week looks like. So when we go back and we look at this course, all right, so the first thing we're going to do is just kind of log in, and if you look at the objectives this week, we're going to look at the sociological concept of reality as a social construct. We're going to define the roles and describe their places in people's daily interactions, and we are going to explain how individuals present themselves and perceive themselves in a social context. And this is particularly even more important in this day and age with social media. Once you do that, I want you to watch this video on social constructionism on Khan Academy. Okay, it basically breaks down all the key terms that you'll need. And again, the reading for this is in section 4.3 of the book. So if you wanted to print that out and take a look at that as well. Now, some of you guys have already got in and you've already done part of this. So basically, I want you to think about a self-fulfilling prophecy that you've experienced. And based on this experience, do you agree or disagree with the Thomas theorem? Right? So what is the Thomas theorem? It was in your reading, all right? And basically what that says is that if men define situations as real, then they are real in their consequences. In other words, basically it means that the outcome of situation depends upon an individual's perception of it and not by that situation itself. And this theory, obviously has been around since the 1930s, but it's still used today. And one of those famous cases where it was used probably most recently would be the Trayvon Martin case. I don't know if you guys remember that, but there was a young 17-year-old boy who was walking in a neighborhood, and he was shot and killed by a man named George Zimmerman in Florida. And basically the grounds that Zimmerman shot him was that he looked suspicious and was up to no good. Trayvon Martin was an African-American, and he was walking through a neighborhood that was not predominantly, there was a suburb and predominantly white. George Zimmerman was part of the neighborhood watch and suspected the worst, shot and killed, and it did make national news. So, in this case, the example of this is Zimmerman believed Martin to be a threat to the neighborhood, and he shot him without actually assessing the whole situation. And all of his actions were based on his individual perceptions, not on the reality. So, I want you guys to go ahead and think about that, or think if there's any case that you possibly have used in your own lives. Right? So after we post that, what I want you to do, and you can see a lot of really good ones up here. You're going to draw the circle, then slice that circle into pieces, all right, of the roles that you achieve, right, or the roles that you have. So you might be a student, you might be an athlete, you might be a son, a girlfriend, a brother, an employee, a runner, whatever that is. So just keep working with this and kind of break down how you see yourself and how you present yourself to others using a large circle diagram. And then for the quiz, you'll notice that the quiz is really short. All right, again, you can take 3 attempts. And I want you to, all right, so I want you to look at the Trayvon Martin case, all right, and post what you know about the Thomas theorem in that. And once you do that, that will take care of this week. I hope you guys are enjoying this, and we'll talk soon. Thanks.